Hey everyone, this is Tracy Panase with Just Between Friends in Lancaster, and I am so excited that you are going to be a part of our new JBF sale. I feel like I've been working on this for years, and I think we have indeed been doing that. But if you are watching this video, you have signed up to be a part of setup, breakdown, and or one of our sale days. So this is kind of a broad overview of each of those areas. Not everything pertains to one of those three areas, but just know that you will be getting more specific instructions from your team leader once you arrive at the sale. My real purpose with this brief video is just to go over three things. One, I'd like to share with you general information about helping at the sale, how to check in and check out. Secondly, review the floor plan because that's really instrumental to everything that we do. And then finally, share some specific information about things that are relevant to working on the sales floor itself. So just in general, we do ask that you arrive 15 minutes before your shift. This gives you ample time to check in and check out, which you will do at the end of your shift, at the team member table. The team member table will be located in the front hallway of Lanco, so right when you walk in the door, you will be greeted by our team member coordinator, and there will be a time card there with your name on it, so be sure to complete that. You need to check in and check out to get the 10% credit on your sold items. You will also have a name badge and an apron. And beyond the apron, people often ask me what they should wear, and you just want to make sure you're comfortable. You're going to be on your feet, kind of running around a little bit. Because we've not been at Lanco before, I'm not really sure if it's hot or cold, or so it's best to wear layers. It's a good idea to leave any valuables at home or locked safely in your car. There will be a small office area where we will have water, and you're welcome to put your coat in there, but it will not be locked. So just keep that in mind and use your discretion in deciding what to place there. This is the floor plan. If you have never been to the field house, there is a long hallway, which kind of is like in this area, walking up to the entrance of the JBF sale. And then the area that we're fortunate enough to have is two huge sports courts. So this is just one big open space. This is where you enter, and when we set up and during the sale, it's a combination of racks, tables, and grids. And the grids are shelving units. This whole area here, forming the perimeter on the left side of the building, will be grids. So you'll see those when you walk in. In the center, we have tables. These are all 8-foot tables, and during setup, we will be putting the tables together, lining the tables. During breakdown, we're breaking down the tables, putting them on pallets so they can be picked up and all of that good stuff. Right here, kind of a third of the way into the building, we have racks of Halloween costumes, and there's blankets. We use rounders as well for dance and baby carriers. And then over here to the right of the building is where we have all of our clothing racks for girls, boys, and maternity. We have some grids here for shoes for both boys and girls, as well as accessories for boys and girls. And then moving down towards the center is the yellow ticket area. And yellow tickets at JBF refer to anything that is physically too big to be carried through the checkout line. So think of larger pieces of equipment, ride-on toys, any sort of like a swing or a big exerciser. Those all get a special inventory control tag. It helps us to prevent theft and making sure that those items are safe within the sale, as well as convenient for our shoppers to buy. Nobody wants to lug a rocking chair through the checkout line. So we keep it in the yellow ticket area until it's paid for, and then we help the customers out to their car. And I'll explain a little bit more about that in just a moment. Also in this area are floor toys, which are actually placed onto the floor, or we do put ride-on toys in grids so that kids cannot ride all over the building in those toys. And then finally, we have strollers, which there is a stroller corral where we really keep the strollers kind of locked up until they're paid for the same reason as yellow tags. We don't want the strollers to be mysteriously walking out the door without being paid for. And then there are car seat accessories, which form kind of a perimeter around the strollers, which are on tables. Right in here is our hold area, and the hold area has quick and easy access to the registers, so customers can drop off their smaller items like their clothing that they've gathered up in their IKEA bags, or loose toys, books, games, things like that that they're too heavy to carry around. They can put them in hold, go through the checkout line, and we will take the bag directly up to the register so they don't have to lug it through the line. So the way things flow is customers come in through this entrance, they shop the sale, they get all their goodies, and then when they're ready to check out, the line is going to go kind of around the back perimeter of the building, down this side wall, which is also where the books and DVDs are located. We found when we did that in Oaks that we sold a lot more of those items because people could be looking and shopping the books as they're waiting in line, and then they come up here to the registers and then exit out through the same doors they came in through. There will be a security guard right in this area who will be checking receipts as they leave, and then they go out through the front doors where you guys checked in as a team member. So it's a really nice flow because it's just one big open space. So take some time to familiarize yourself with the floor plan. As I said, regardless of the area that you're working, if it's setup, breakdown, or one of the actual sale days, it's important that you know when we say, okay, this is going over to sporting goods, you know sporting goods is in the far left-hand corner of the sports court. There will be large posters that have this information contained on them, so you'll be able to refer to that during the sale. You can also download a copy of this. It's on our website, or just refer to this presentation. Some of the basic duties of particularly working on one of the sale days, so pre-sale or one of the public sale days, is to always be friendly and helpful. We're new to Lancaster, and so we're used to, at our other sales, Reading and Oaks, that people kind of know the JBF system. This is going to be new to a whole lot of people, so we want to be as courteous and as helpful as possible so that people have the very best experience when they're at the JBF sale. Keeping things looking neat and organized, and that not only pertains to sale days but also during setup and breakdown. There's a lot of moving parts, and it's very easy for there to be a tripping hazard or for things to kind of get disheveled. So just being mindful of that, and if you see something that looks like it could be potentially dangerous, to take care of it or to bring it to my attention or one of our other team leaders so that we can address it immediately. If you're working during the pre-sale or one of the public sale days, there's 4 spots that we always have a need for. One is a greeter, and that is someone who welcomes our guests to the field house, gives them a shopping bag, provides them with a map, just kind of, the real friendly face of JBF. We always have someone in our stroller area who guards the strollers and assists customers who wish to purchase a stroller. Same thing with the large items, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. And then there's always people in the hold area, which are, again, those are the folks who are relieving people's shoulders of those heavy bags, holding items for them, and then telling them what to do when they're ready to purchase those items. So if you have a preference, like you'd really love to be the greeter at the JBF sale, or you'd prefer not to be the greeter at the JBF sale, those are things to be thinking about, and just inform your team leader when you arrive. And as I said earlier, your team leader will be giving you much more specific instructions to each of these areas as to what needs to be done, what the priorities are at any given time during the sale, and you'll have all the tools that you need to have a really great shift. So keep that in mind as you're preparing for the sale. So the yellow tags I mentioned, they look like this, however, they are indeed yellow. And during setup, we are placing these yellow tags onto those big items that are physically too big to be carried through the line. If you're working during the actual sale, your role with these are, if a customer comes up to you and say they want to buy this glider, it's taking down their name and their phone number so that we have that information. This part of the yellow tag is actually now a sticker, so we no longer have to write out this information by hand. There's a barcode on there which is generated when we scan the tag, and this stays with the item. So this person wants to buy this glider, we take down that information and then give them the bottom half, this where these little dots are, it's perforated. Instruct the customer, take this bottom half of the ticket to the cash register. Once you pay for the item, then they can come back to the yellow tag area and pick it up. We will have a runner to help take the purchased yellow tag items from that area of the floor to the door, because it is a little bit of a walk, and we're dealing with lots of pregnant mommies and grandmas and people who, we don't want them to be inconvenienced by having to carry these large items. So we have guy help to assist with that. If you're working in one of these areas, your primary role is to just take down the information to inform the customer that once we write down your information and phone number, the expectation is that the item is purchased. This is not really a hold area. It's different than small items in hold. This is, once we remove the bottom portion of the yellow tag, our assumption is that this item is actually going to be purchased. So it's kind of providing that information, telling them what to do and how to retrieve their items, and then once the item is purchased, working with the runner to help the customer to successfully get this item home. And as I said, there will be a lot more instruction about that once you arrive, but just to give you kind of an overview of how we maintain and we account for all large items, that's the yellow tag area. Strollers also get a yellow tag, as do car seats. So there's lots of different things where these yellow tags end up on. Just some other general information about the sale. We want everybody to be knowledgeable about what's going on. There's a sales info card at the team member check-in table. So you'll be given one of these little cards that will have the days of the sale, the hours of the sale. So if anyone asks you at any point in time, what are your hours on Saturday? You can say, well, Saturdays are 50% off day and our hours are from 8 to 5. Just so you have that information available at your fingertips, it helps to provide a good level of customer service. One thing to point out to you is Friday, October 16th, we have a special appearance by a really talented balloon artist. I call it Family Fun Day or Friday Fun Day at JBF from 11 to 1. Some of the other things that are going on, our 50% off sale is all day Saturday from 8 to 5, and all of this information will be included on that little card. Most of all, I want to say thank you for being a part of this inaugural sale. As I said, we're really looking forward to coming to Lancaster, and I thank you for being a part of it, because without the support of people like yourself who offer to help, this would not be possible. So if you have any questions or concerns prior to your arrival, please don't hesitate to call or email me, and I will see you at the sale.